Show, the Drew and Fuse Show, the Drew and Fuse Show. They clean up nicely. It's the Drew and Fuse Show, the Drew and Fuse Show, the Drew and Fuse Show. Yeah, they clean up nicely. Yeah.
Welcome, Daft's Punks. We are back. We are here. It's Wednesday. It's a little crazy. Drew's in Las Vegas right now. His background's different, you can tell. We're recording at a different time than we normally do, so I'm in the basement because Ashley's here stomping around upstairs, you know. But
we're making it work. We're making it work so we don't miss. And I just brought the mic with us, and I'm playing tonight in Vegas, and I'm pretty hyped about it. So out here, just
Well, tell them a little bit about the gig and where you're playing. I mean, it's pretty cool gig.
Yeah, so I've this is a company. It's for solar panels. A company I've actually DJ'd their events for the last 10 years, really. And it originally started at Heat, and it was about 500 people, and every year it's like grown bigger and bigger and bigger. One year it was at Excess. One year it was at the Grove in Anaheim, which is like basically a concert venue. They've hosted like Counting Crows, Tina Marie. I mean, they get big acts.
Right.
And so that one was cool. And then this one now is at Zook. Yeah, it's going to be cool. It's about 3,000 people. And, it's everyone rages. It's just, they want, it's basically like open format corporate vibes, but with a nightclub twist.
Right.
Just give it an edge.
Well, it's kind of nice that you've done it for them for so long because it kind of takes off that pressure of a first-time client. You're like, oh, I've done this before. I know what they like. I know what they want. Sure, it's different each year, but...
No, it actually worked out great because now they love me. It started out, since the conference moves, it was in Anaheim. I think it went to Dallas one year.
Right.
And the 2 years that they didn't book me, that I was out of state, everyone left early. And so now the guy's like super... conscious about it. Like he's just like, oh, we have to have Drew. So now they just bring me everywhere. It's dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome to have a good client like that likes you.
Yeah, and he doesn't tell me what to play or nothing. He's just like, do whatever you want. So it's dope. But we'll see how tonight goes. Apparently, the venue makes you have a backup DJ.
Right.
That just sits there and waits. Because I'm sure with these corporates, they get someone's intern is a DJ, right?
Right.
and they got shaky park cam footage, and they're like, look at me. Or they're playing at McDonald's or in a supermarket. I think I just saw that TikTok today.
Right.
So yeah, I'm sure they have to deal with a bunch of knuckleheads. And there's a lot of money on the line. Honestly, it totally makes sense. So
totally.
Yeah, I'm hyped about it. I just hope they actually read my writer, because the last time I was out here in Vegas, they were like, yeah, got your writer. And then we show up and there's no S11 and it's like, a 900 or an A9. But I mean, I could play on those, but I've gotten so used to stems now that it's just, man, it will really kind of fuck me up. But
yeah, hopefully that won't happen this time.
Yeah,
hopefully they'll have your hospitality rider, too, with the green M&M.
I sent it to him. I sent it to him.
Green only M&Ms?
Green only M&Ms. No, I need to add something funky like that.
Yeah.
But
that's cool. And then where were you this weekend? Did you do anything out of the norm?
No. It was pretty standard. You?
I did a wedding after party Saturday, and that was out of the norm. I worked Thursday through Sunday this week, but standard gigs. So I'll just talk about the wedding after party a little bit. I played after a band. It was at residence in a really nice part of town. They had a company come in and do like the tent and the dance floor and all the staging and catering and bar. And I was scheduled to play from 10:30 p.m. until 1:30 a.m. And you know how those go sometimes, like you're like, oh man, are they going to make it till 1:30? They start drinking at 4, 5,
Right. And they've been
But
dancing with the band already, so it's like 5
Yeah.
hours of dancing. It's crazy.
Yeah, in the same location too. It's not like a location change, which re-energizes people.
Right.
But it was good. It was really, really good. And then after me, I didn't even know it until that day. They had like a family friend take over, and he had like his own setup. So the party went until 2 a.m. with full bar until 2 a.m. Like, so that
Wow.
was crazy.
Did he send you like shaky park cam footage to say like he was capable of playing after you?
No, he was
Blair Witch style?
he was really nervous though, and you know,
How'd he do?
I just packed up and kind of left. I made sure he was like good to go, just as like a, for the sake of the party, just to kind of,
Right.
but I hyped him up on the mic before I was done. Said like thank you to the bride and groom, thanks to the crowd, and now taking over is blah blah blah. Make some noise for him, and and then boom, he hits play, and then hits into his thing, and then I just kind of moved to the side of the stage and packed my stuff and got out of there. But it it was already pretty late, and I had to be up to be at the baseball game on Sunday, so I didn't stick around. But it was great.
Life keeps lifing.
Yeah. It was a great party though. Man, they raged from like the moment I started until I was done. And yeah, it was a great crowd. Like I mentioned, when it's like those, you're like, oh, it's definitely gonna fade, but it's not. And it was like 3.5 hours of just straight gas. So they were hyped because they were like, everybody keeps saying how amazing this was, and like how the energy was just high the whole time. And even, how it is, 3.5 hour dance set at any wedding is.
Well, I think a good little topic you could bring up or talk about is playing after band. Did you ask the band for their set list, or were you there the whole time and you heard what they played, and so you're just making mental notes?
They did send me the set list for the band prior to, as well as like a do not playlist, which was small. It was maybe like 10 songs or, one. Of course, it was the no Bruno Mars, no line dances, like no Flow Rida, low. They just didn't want it. They wanted it to be like more cool versus like cheesy. And they asked me to not like repeat the songs that the band played, which was cool because they particularly asked the band to play like all the older, like typical wedding music for the older people. And then they were like, hey, as soon as you come on, like, just like smack us in the face and like, let's get this party going. And that's what I did. And they even were like, play the dirty versions. We don't care. And the first like 30 minutes, I kind of felt awkward playing some like the dirty versions because there was like some kids and old people, but like, it was like, fuck it,
I don't know who was talking about it, if I saw this on an article or where I saw this, but with streaming nowadays, like taking over and it's no longer radio, a lot of kids don't even know, because we grew up and we knew the clean versions, right? That was like somewhat ingrained in our head because you'd hear them on the radio. But now they just hear the dirty versions. They almost don't even know the clean versions, or not that they need to know them, but it would be like jarring because all they've ever heard is the dirty ones.
And some of the stuff really isn't even that dirty. Like you might get an ass or a shit or a fuck randomly. The only ones that are like really noticeable is like LMFAO shots where they're like sucking dicks and, like, and it gets pretty, or like Pursuit of Happiness where he's like, fuck that a million times. But when the crowd is like hyped, just singing along to it, really doesn't matter if you're playing the clean version anyway, because they're singing along to it, Yeah. But it was good. I had a good time, and there's nothing that I would do differently from my set that night. I thought it all went really well.
Dope. All right. Well, there's a ton of new news in the news, so I hit them with the video, and we'll run the news.
All right, here we go.
Yo, it's the news. First up, nothing says professional like arguing over Serato updates in the comments section. Next up, Pioneer dropped a new controller, which means half of us are broke, and the other half are pretending they don't care. Spoiler alert, they care. But the real question is, can you get Karen to stop requesting No Broke Boys at 1:30 a.m.? And the answer is yes, you can. That's your quick spin through the news. Now back to the boys.
All right, that was our news video. We're going to talk a little news today. We are recording this on Tuesday. So let's get into the Apple news first. Apple, the keynote happened today. They dropped all the new gear. Which one do
New
you want to talk about
iPhones.
first? New iPhones.
New iPhones. This is September. I always know. It always makes me sad when I have friends in August or July. They're like, "I just got a new phone." I'm like, "Why would you do that?"
Right.
Every September is like without fail. Since for the last 20 years, they've been dropping new phones in September. So yes, new phones just dropped. They got the regular 17 Pro and Pro Max, and the Air, the all brand new 17 Air. Now this one is interesting to me. The only way I would get it, and they showed this, it's like a lot more, drop proof, but
Rugged,
I
yeah.
wouldn't get it if I had to put a case on it. Why the fuck would you get an Air and then put a case on it? It would have to have no case. It'd be the only way to fly with it.
You're a big fan of raw dogging the cell phone, though. So, whereas,
But come on, why would you want
do it.
that baby phone and then
Right.
and then put a case on it?
You would have to be somebody that's like delicate with your shit already, but that's definitely just not me. I have the regular, and I got to throw at least this little slim case on it, and because it's like in my back pocket. If I'm not holding it, it's in my back pocket, and
Right. When I travel, I actually do I throw a case on. I take it on and off when I
Okay.
travel because it has this kickstand.
but yeah,
I like
yeah.
that. I like the
But
kickstand.
I definitely agree. There's no point in getting the Air if you're gonna throw a case on it.
Yeah, and it has the Air has one camera, and it does a lot of the zooming digitally. So like
Interesting.
with the processor. So it's a 48 megapixel camera.
The Air,
It's
the Air's
the Air.
48 megapixel.
48 megapixel. All of the phones. I don't even ever look at the regular 17, so don't quote me on that one.
Yeah.
But the Pro and the Air both have 48 megapixel back cameras. In fact, the Pro, all three are 48 megapixels now.
Wow.
And then the front, they redid that, and the front is 18 megapixels now. So it's a way better front camera with center stage, which means, I guess the way they showed it is when you go to take a picture, the way center stage works is if someone jumps in the picture, it'll zoom out for you. Like center stage knows with AI that more people are in it, so it'll zoom out, and as someone else gets in, it'll zoom out even more. So it's pretty tight.
That
They
is
added
pretty
that in there.
interesting. Yeah. That's impressive that it's a 48 megapixel camera. I did see the Pro was that, and I didn't know that each individual. That's pretty cool. Will you be purchasing? That's the
Of
question.
course, come on now.
You're getting one?
Yeah, I'll probably get the orange 17 Pro. Orange is my favorite color, so go orange 17 Pro.
You're not like Mr. Jones, where gray is his favorite color.
I might. I gotta see the Air. I gotta see a couple more videos. Like we're recording this after it literally just aired, so I gotta see a couple more videos and pictures about it to see if it's really that dope. But either way, they claim all of them got better batteries. So the front-facing camera and the batteries is, I need write-offs. I'm drowning in tax debt, so any write-off I could get, I'd rather give it to myself than the government.
Right. I'll see. I'll have to see one in person first before I decide if I'm getting one or not. I mean, I still have the 16. I know you got the 16 too. The 15 was the first time that I didn't buy the brand new one, and I skipped.
Yeah.
And from going from the 14 to the 16, I really didn't feel like I missed out on a whole lot. So it'll just, like I said, I'll just kind of have to see how this one goes. But with that being said, they did announce the new AirPod 3 Pros, and that would probably be a purchase for me right away.
Yeah, these are the old ones, the 2s, but yeah, I'm 1,000% getting those also. They online translation, so you put them in, you could be out of the country or whatever. Someone talks to you, it mutes their voice, so you just hear the translation. You don't actually hear them speak. And then it translates after you speak. It translates on your phone. You just hold it up, and it can speak it or it'll say it. So that's pretty freaking dope.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And they extended the battery life on those to 8 hours as well now, which is quite the jump.
Yeah.
So What's nice about that is if you're flying internationally on a long flight, a lot of times you're going to fly about 8 hours and then make a connection somewhere.
My biggest hope that they did with it is just improve the latency, because, you know, us traveling so much, doing edits or whatever, having the latency be a lot less would be huge.
Yeah, I can't use them with Ableton for that reason, just
Yeah.
because it's such the latency is like I just can't focus. It's like visually I'm seeing it, and what I'm hearing in my ears is so different
Yeah.
that I can't do it.
Yeah. So if they fix that latency, that'll be big. And then the noise cancellation, even just, you know, walking in the streets and being able to talk, the mics are better. So
Man,
stoked for that.
having that noise cancellation on the planes in the AirPod is just so like freeing too. Because when you
Yeah.
get up and like go to the bathroom and you still have them in, you're like not even bothered by anybody. You're just like I'm in my own world doing my own thing. So I am stoked for that. I saw
And they
another
also
new
did a
app,
watch. They did a watch.
a new watch.
Me and you both don't wear watches. Do you wear
I
one?
I wear watches for like the classic, you know, jewelry watch aspect of the time. There's a decoration more of a piece of jewelry than I do you know, for the wearing the like
Apple Watch.
yeah, the Apple Watch for like the stats, and then having another phone. I just feel like, so I wear the Aura Ring and it gives me all the health stuff, and that's why I would want the watch. But the reason I don't get the watch is I just don't want one more screen in my life. Like the only
Yeah.
reason.
I have a two-parter on the watch. I had it for a minute, and I got it with cell service, and the idea was on Sundays I would turn my phone off.
Right.
But I would have it to where because I was booking a lot of stuff and there was always DJs calling. If I had an
Right.
emergency, I could handle the emergency. But for the most part, I wouldn't be on my phone. That would be the only reason I would get it this time around, is, you know, be able to turn off my phone and just be like present and just be able to see any like necessary things, but not go on social media or whatever. Because I think the watch software's actually gotten better to
Right.
where you could order an Uber or like do real things, you know, listen to
It'd be
Apple
nice
Music.
to keep
Yeah.
it, to be like, oh, I'm just keeping my phone like away. That in
Yeah.
that sense, I think that would be nice. But for right now, it's still a pass. I would have to just see, somebody would have to sell me on one, and I'm not going to the Apple store because I know I'll buy one. So
The problem I always have with it is just more shit fucking zapping me. I was getting so much anxiety because like the notifications would go off, and I was just like, fuck, oh God, go away.
Right.
And I already feel that way with my phone as it is. Like mine's going off right now and it's driving me fucking nuts.
Yeah, mine is too.
So
It's
yeah,
it's I
it's the
just,
last
like I
thing I
said,
need.
yeah, I feel the same way. But maybe somebody will comment on here and tell us that you know, another reason, you know, and it'll convince us. But for now,
That's
that's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
So that's all the Apple news. Now, the big one, which I don't think is that big, but maybe it's kind of important, I guess, is the new CDJ, the AlphaTheta, no longer Pioneer. Pioneer's a wrap. Let's be
Remember when they
honest.
told us they were going to keep the brand?
Yes, yeah. This coming out like this just solidifies that Pioneer is a wrap. It's all AlphaTheta now.
Yeah. I I just find it hard to believe, like, why ruin, everybody associates with Pioneer DJ being like the elite of branding. So
Right.
why change it? It doesn't make sense to me, but that's really here nor there right now. I kind of agree with you that this release isn't that big of a deal. One, you're not really seeing the chatter about it like anything else that's come out recently. I think that it's got features that personally people don't really care about still. It is the stuff that we've talked about with streaming and having the Wi-Fi built into this.
So to clarify, it's the CDJ3000x, meaning it's an incremental upgrade, kind of like the iPhone 4S, right? It was just like a baby step. So it's not really a major upgrade. It just has a bigger screen and a handful of like new features.
And they're telling us it's going to be AlphaTheta from here on out, so we don't get sad when the new stuff comes out. They're like, oh, by the way, we're changing it.
So 10-inch screen, what's your thoughts on that bigger screen? Like, I mean, you need that individual CDJs with that big of a screen.
I mean,
We don't play
Whatever.
on 6, so maybe that's a thing. I mean, I could probably be fine with just one in the middle. I don't know that I need 2, but
Whatever. I mean,
I was even thinking like you could be tight. Like that's basically an iPad, right? It
right.
could be tight to just sell a version of a shell that you could like stick an iPad in and it takes over and you like launch the software.
This is what I talk about all the time with TVs, right? I'm like, don't sell me the smart TV. Sell me the dumb TV where I just put my Apple TV in it. I don't want to pay for the Roku or the Fire or whatever version you're using.
Right.
I'm not using it anyway. I'm using the Apple. So,
Yeah.
and if somebody wants to use the Fire Stick, that's cool. Let them go buy the Fire Stick. Sell me the
Right.
dumb TV. I don't want the smart TV.
Right. But I would love, especially how good the phones are now.
Right.
And, you know, DJ's able to run it. Dude, just give me a shell and then I could just stick the phone in. Give me the bigger screen, right? It could have the touch
Right.
screen, but my phone is the brain. That's what I really want. I mean, I know they want to make money, but like that's what I want. That would be
Right.
dope.
Right.
I even want that with a computer. That would be rad to just have a shell computer that you could, you know, just, you know, if I was on the road right now and I just needed to do work and I have this laptop, but it's a shell, it doesn't do anything, and I could just plug the phone into it and it powers the whole thing. It'd be sick.
They make that. It's called an iPad with a little keyboard that folds out and all that
10
shit.
times the price. And I got to have a new thing. All right, so 10-inch screen, pretty much the same as the old one. Built-in Wi-Fi now. That's the big fucking thing, right? Is that
Yeah.
streaming? They're really shoving streaming down our fucking necks. And, you know, someone had to have just, you know, there's a lot there. I don't know. We don't know. I don't know anything, but it's an interesting thing popping out, right? Streaming and then the login.
Yeah, that's cool. But
That's the
I mean,
only, at least they thought it out, because that's what we talked about in the last one. We said this about this whole thing is
right.
sitting there and trying to log in. And even with all the videos I saw Mojax, he's like, I'm going to pause this and come back. It's like, it's still so junky. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's the thing too. It's like, we're still just not there yet. I mean, who's that built for? Is it built for Diplo to go up there and stream his music when he plays a big set at a festival?
And that's what's hilarious is who else is buying this fucking thing? You know,
Right.
No one. Like a Diplo definitely is buying it, but like the bedroom DJ ain't buying it. He's buying the little baby controller. He ain't
Right.
buying this shit. So the baby controller, you're gonna have to need something else with it.
Totally.
Who is buying this controller or this CDJ?
I that's the chatter I've seen is basically everyone's being like, it's a pass. It's a pass. Not for me. Pass. I don't know. I think, I don't know. And the fact that it's associated with the AlphaTheta name, you know, maybe they'll bring back Pioneer on the next one. I don't know why I'm really upset about that. I just am.
I could care less. Well, to wrap off all the stuff, we don't care about it, but to wrap it off is as USB-C ports, fucking finally, let's get away from those USB-A and the USB-B ports. I don't need them no more. And then the one I thought this is a cool feature is I don't use this to DJ, but it has the Q button. A lot of people just tap the fuck out of that Q button to trigger stuff. Me and you are just used to hitting Q points, right? But this one you can hit the Q point and then you can hit whatever Q point and then the Q button turns the color of whatever Q point you're tapping.
Right.
So then, I mean, do I need to spend this much cheese on it? No, but it's there.
Right.
Really, I don't know. Again, the built-in Wi-Fi, that means the venue's got to have Wi-Fi that you trust.
There's a lot of things. I mean, we're recording this podcast right now, and you're at a name brand hotel in Vegas, and their Wi-Fi fucking sucks. So I'm supposed to expect that some nightclub and fucking wherever I'm playing has got great Wi-Fi? Come on.
Yeah, they wanted me to upgrade to just for day-to-day stuff, and it's like, geez, man. So
I bet even at the bars, like our Wi-Fi, you know, our Wi-Fi will go down. I'm not saying this happens all the time. It might happen once a year. But like the Wi-Fi goes down and then the bartenders can't ring anybody out. So imagine if the Wi-Fi went down and you're like, well, if the Wi-Fi's down, I can't play my set.
Well, I know most of bars don't even allow you to be on it because it's so, if it goes down, like you're saying, they're fucked, right? They can't ring anything in. It's, they don't even allow it because it's just not a good look.
Right. No, and it's just they will have to create like at a place like XS, it's a place that actually cares, or Zook like you're at tonight. They'll have, I'm sure, their own Wi-Fi network for the DJ eventually. But I just don't see guys at that large of a scale streaming, because like Diplo's whole like shtick, I feel like, is playing edits and bootlegs and like the current,
Right.
most current thing. And like, you know, I don't know.
It's just a play for, I mean, look, you can't knock all of this because really it is coming eventually, right? Spotify eventually came, took over our lives. You
Right.
know, I had an iPod before that. Eventually it was just like, oh, this is easier.
Right.
So
Yeah. It'll
it's a long
happen,
play.
but it's
It's
a
not there.
while away.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna talk a little social media now. We're gonna play a little social media video, and then we'll come back to it. Let's roll the video.
Welcome to social media hot topic, where the internet catches fire. And don't even get me started on the TikTok DJs using their iPhone as a controller. Yeah, Helder, that DJ app doesn't count. This week's social media hot topic: if your set starts with "Who's ready to party," you probably just lost the party. So, if you show up to a party and the host says "Who's ready to party," you say "I am." You literally say "I am." If they say "Are you ready to have fun?" you say "I am." But if they start off with "Who's ready to party," you just lost the party because you're not having fun. You're judging them. You're sitting there like a snob with your drink like, "Who's ready to party?" Ooh, let me just get a red Solo cup and pour my own drink. Stay hot, stay petty, and remember, if it's trending, we're talking about it.
All right, that was our social media video. We're gonna talk.
It's so bad. It's just so bad.
It's a hot topic, man.
It's a hot topic, man.
We like lurking in the chat groups is what we do, and we send each other things that we think could be interesting. And we saw this topic, and it was a post. I'm not going to mention who posted it, not going to mention where we saw it, but it said, all right, I wanted to put together a little topic in the DJ community. Sync. I don't touch it. In fact, I'd rather shoes in the gyre chain wreck than touch it. Someone tell me it has a creative purpose. What's everyone's opinion, and does it affect someone's chances of being booked? I know I will personally not book a DJ that relies on sync.
So I think, first off, ultimately you should, this topic's been ran into the ground. The only reason I bring it up, or we bring it up, is because I have a change of heart about it. First off, I think you should need to know how to mix. Okay. Right? You should be able to do it. It's just part of the thing. You should do it. Take that out aside. I don't need to prove to anybody that I can mix. I can mix with my ears. That's fine. That being said, I play on turntables a lot, and I've switched over. I started using sync because I'm not sitting there doing this bit like all fucking night, and I can focus on other stuff, And
Right.
I use simple sync in Serato. And it doesn't lock it in. You have to hit it again, right? The way I use it is it's simple sync. You have to drop it on the actual beat. It's still not perfect. You can then go and hit sync again and it'll line back up. That's not the way I do it. I just hit it, get it close enough. So basically all I'm saving time doing it is when the new song that I want to play, I just load it and it's automatically at that tempo. I don't have to speed it up or do whatever. I'm not doing that extra step. I do have to still mix in time because it doesn't do it for you. I think a lot of the people that complain about it, and myself included, didn't really understand a purpose for it or how you could use it like to your benefit. And so, the last couple of months I've been using it, and I don't know, I love it. I have a hard time going back now. I'm addicted. You just have to turn it on and off every now and then to remove the pitches, but it's awesome.
I don't use it. I'm really indifferent on like if somebody is using it or not. There's plenty of like DJs that I see playing house sets that leave the master tempo on the CDJs, which is essentially kind of the same thing as like the simple sync. And it's fine. I don't care. Like if that's the tool to use, cool. But at the same time, like, here's the thing. I'm not booking anybody that I don't know can't do the job. So
Right.
if you're booking someone based on if they use sync or not, your booking is probably skewed. I'm booking somebody I know that can get the job done. And that has nothing to do with if they're using sync or not.
The sync has nothing to do with anything, really, because you still have to drop it on time. You still got to understand all the stuff. You know, it doesn't do it in time for you.
It's just like an old man rant complaint anymore. And like, I just don't care. Like, that is like the least of my concerns when it comes to DJing at this point.
Yeah.
The sync.
Well, I've been loving it. I don't fully understand the other one. Maybe you could mention it in the comments if you guys have a different thing about it. The simple syncs works for me for what it is. You got to drop it in time, and then I still have to like make sure speed it up. I just use it really to not overthink, you know, adjusting everything and doing all this other stuff.
Right.
But you have to, I will say this, with Serato specifically, if you don't regrid all of your songs, it will be fucked up, right?
Right.
So that's where you have to actually understand what's going on and be able to turn it on and off and adjust on the need. I do all my grids, and I re-edit just about all my songs, so I know where I'm going to drop everything, and for me, it's just taking one step that I just don't need to focus on out of the equation. So, and I mix super fast, so it also like helps to just, when I load a song, it's already where I need it to be. So I just got to drop it correct timing.
Right. I just think it's a tool like anything else at this point. And, you know, any DJ that cares to be good is going to learn how to mix. It's a valuable tool still to learn how to mix, because like some of the venues I play, we do multiple DJs. Same with you, where it's like you have somebody playing before and after, and mixing by ear in flawless to the next DJ is very helpful. Because there's guys that'll be like, hey, can we go get the management so they can switch back on the house music? Then
Right.
And you're like, dude, it's like 3 steps. They got to switch it over. We got to switch out stuff. Then you got to go get them again to, you know, switch it back to you. It's like, let's just do this, you know? Just slam a song in at that point too.
Yeah. The reason that it does matter that you do know how to work sync and or how to DJ is, well, look what happened. Who was the DJ at Coachella who was blaming her assistant?
𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐷 X. What was her name? Right?
Grimes.
His baby mama. Grimes. Yeah.
Yeah. And she didn't know how to fix it. So knowing the gear and knowing what it does, that's to me the difference in just using it. So you're talking about someone that doesn't know how to DJ, period, right?
Well,
versus someone that's using it as a tool.
That's DJing. Like, we'll sit here and you and I both know this fact. It's 80% who you know, but you have to live up to the 20%. And sometimes you can expose yourself in that situation. She exposed herself.
She needs to get back to the coffee shop and the park gigs with the Blair Witch cameras. Coffee shop and you know, shopping malls and grocery stores.
The next DJ convention, when you're finally not burnt out and you want to go to another DJ convention, we're gonna do the Drew and Few show live from a coffee shop, and we'll have a little setup there, and you can DJ to all the DJs at the coffee shop.
The podcast will be a boiler room style. You can be in the back and just be like,
just people sitting behind us, nobody in front of us. Oh my God, that would be hilarious.
Hot take. Well, I think this is going to have to be a short one. I'm traveling and I got to prep.
Short one. We haven't got stuff in the Patreon. We'll get some stuff up this week too. We've just been like on the go. I haven't had a spare minute, and the spare minutes we have had have been to go into the podcast to actually get it done. So we appreciate everybody that's signed up for the Patreon and is using that. We still have edits going up on DMS as well. If you guys haven't signed up for that, there's a promo code Drew and Few Show. It'll save 30% off your first month. Next episode, we'll hear how Drew's gig went. This weekend, I got a bunch of gigs, and I'm flying to Texas, so we might be recording the next show while I'm out of town for a gig. So it's just busy.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks, punks, and enjoy. Peace.
Next week, we'll see ya. Peace.